All right, Terry, let's go ahead and get started. It's about 1 minute
All right,
after 11.
let's do it.
Thank you, everybody, for coming today. We appreciate you coming and attending our webinar entitled Looking for Direct Mail Marketing That Works. I'm Dan Cornelius with Think Patented, and we are glad that you took time out of your day to spend some time with us, and we got some wonderful information to share with you. Next slide. A little bit about Think Patented. Printing has been our core business since 1979, but we offer so much more. We integrate the latest printing technologies with digital services, providing you with an unparalleled range of options. Next slide. I'm Dan Cornelius. I'm the Director of Integrated Marketing Solutions at Think Patented. I used to be the CEO of another marketing company here in the area. I joined Think Patented in 2013, and I love helping our sales team help our clients integrate the latest digital technologies into their outbound marketing efforts, including print. Next slide. We're located here in Dayton, Ohio. For those of you that know where we are, we have over 130 employees. We do approximately over, say, $27 million in sales. We have clients all over the United States. We're, I should say, headquartered in 25 states, and we service our clients all over the world. Next slide. We provide a wide range of services in-house here, to everything from digital design to complete programs to digital marketing campaigns, promotional products. We offer fulfillment programs. Obviously, we provide conventional digital and wide format printing, and we also do direct mail. We are HIPAA compliant. Next slide. Hit one more button. We have some other unique solutions that we offer. Underneath a Total 360 platform that we have, we offer the solutions are Order 360, which is a proprietary storefront portal platform for our customers. We offer a Leads 360, which is a program to personalize multi-touch omni-channel campaigns. And then we offer Mail 360, which is a way to track the success of your direct mail campaign and enhance the results by using complementary digital marketing channels. Next slide. Today's guest speaker is going to be Terry Richardson. Terry is an omni-channel marketing expert. He's our go-to person here at Think Patented for Mail 360. He has over 12 years of professional experience in various business sectors, including leadership roles in business development, marketing, and sales. Terry is an omni-channel marketing expert with a wide range of knowledge and experience in the field. Terry, take it away.
All right, thanks, Dan. And I really appreciate everybody joining us today just to find out some of the special things that we're doing over at Think Patented. And like Dan said, so I do have 12 years of omni-channel marketing experience. And what I really specialize is in helping organizations integrate different digital technologies into their offline marketing efforts, like a direct mail campaign. I've worked with big national name brand organizations all the way down to your small mom and pop companies, right? So wide array of different organizations that have different needs that I've worked with. So
hey, Terry, before you get started, I just wanted to mention one thing I forgot. The question and answer feature is turned on. Please ask any questions that you want. We'll try to get them answered during this presentation today, and we'll also address them at the end of the presentation. Okay, Terry, sorry.
No worries. So I'm sure the vast majority of you on the line have heard of multi-channel marketing, and a lot of you have probably heard of omni-channel marketing. And these are two different approaches to reaching customers through various channels, right? So multi-channel that refers to when we're obviously marketing across multiple channels, whether it be TV, radio, direct mail, digital marketing. But when we're using these different channels, most of the time they're not working together, right? The call to action, the imagery, the messaging, the audience might be different in a multi-channel approach. Whereas when we're using an omni-channel marketing approach, this really does give us the ability to take that same marketing message, right? Same imagery, same call to action that's on that direct mail piece, but we're using it across multiple channels. And most importantly, to the exact same audience. That audience is that really qualified list that we put together for this direct mail campaign. And I wanted to bring up these two statistics because they're extremely relevant to what we're going to be talking about today. So the first one is based off of an MIT study on consumer behavior when it comes to marketing. And that is that 90%. So 90% of consumers are going to visit your website first, which just means before they pick up the phone and call or visit a brick and mortar location, chances are they're going to go online, right? And out of that 90%, based on Google Analytics and their statistics, we know that over 96% of them are going to leave without taking any sort of action, right? Without filling out a form or converting or making any sort of purchase, right? Get stuck on the slide. We got a lag behind. All right.
There you go.
So what happens to the other 96%, right? Where are these website visitors going? Well, chances are they're taking one of these actions on the screen, right? They're either price shopping, right? Checking out competitors, comparing reviews, seeing what other customers have said about your organization. But the point is, we really need to be able to re-engage these qualified individuals, right? These are people that actually visited your site. So how do we reach them? Well, for most businesses, the only option up until this point has been digital retargeting, right? And this is a technique where we're using cookies and pixels to track individuals that visited the website and then re-engaging them with digital messaging, right? The goal is to re-engage these visitors and encourage them to come back and take some sort of action, whatever that desired action is. And I'm sure the vast majority of you that are on the line are doing some form of retargeting on your website currently, which is great, right? That's an extremely effective way for us to re-engage those interested prospects, but it's not the only way. So now we actually have a new way for us to be able to retarget them offline as well and retarget them with a physical direct mail piece, right? And that's through direct mail retargeting, which is what we're going to talk about today. So direct mail retargeting, this actually gives us the ability to send out a physical mail piece to those individuals that visited the website, but did not take that desired action, right? Such as filling out a form or making that purchase. So this technique, it uses data tracking and analysis to identify potential customers that have displayed a high level of interest in your products or services that didn't convert. And the way that we're able to capture this information is through our technology, which we call lead match. Now, one of the first questions that I always get with our technology is lead match is how does this work, right? So what we do is we actually provide you with a pixel to place on your website. And what this pixel does is it uses information like location data, IP address, device ID, as well as cookies within an anonymous website visitor's device. And then with that information, we can identify the residential and or business address of an anonymous website visitor. And we're able to do this with about a 95% accuracy rate. So what are some of the benefits of direct mail retargeting? Well, you can see some of these statistics on the screen, right? Can lead to a 14% decrease in abandoned shopping carts and an 8% increase in the average order size, which is huge, right? 14%, 8% increase in average order size. And there has been studies showing that 68% of marketers who used retargeted direct mail reported an increase in website traffic. These are interested prospects. These are people that are interested in not only what you're selling, but you as an organization. So there's actually 4 stages of direct mail retargeting, and it's extremely important for us to be able to identify what stage of the buying process that each of these prospects fall into, because it really does allow us to personalize our messaging. So what our lead match technology does is it not only identifies the address of these website visitors, but it also gives us information on where the client is in the buying process. So some of the information that we're going to share through this detailed report is we're going to be able to tell you information like how many times that individual visited your website, the top 5 URLs that they visited while they were on the site, and the amount of time that was spent on each page. So it's really going to give us a blueprint on exactly what they're interested in and how we should go about targeting them with that direct mail piece. Now, the first of those stages is going to be the awareness stage, right? So this is someone that's just browsing, right? They're not looking to make a purchase. They might have just made it to the home page or some of those high level pages on the site. And we really want to be able to retarget them with a broad but relevant message. Okay. Second being the consideration page. So this is a person that visited your site multiple times. Maybe they even looked at the same pages over and over again, the same products multiple times. So this messaging should speak specifically to what they were browsing and have some sort of compelling offer behind it to get them to take action. Third stage is the purchase stage, right? So these are people that actually made it all the way to, say, an abandoned shopping cart page or, a form fill page. So this messaging should speak directly to their shopping, to what's in that shopping cart or what's on that form fill, right? And we want to be able to encourage them to take action. So they're right on the edge. They just need a little pushover. So we need to speak to exactly what they're looking at and exactly what that conversion process looks like. The fourth is going to be the loyalty stage, right? So just because someone purchased from us, it doesn't mean that we shouldn't continue to market to that individual, right? Um, Love this stat. 80% of sales actually come from 20% of our customers. So in order for us to be able to increase those purchases or that reorder rate, we really need to be able to cultivate that relationship, whether you have some sort of loyalty program or an offer that's only being extended to people that have previously, made purchases in the past or dealt with your organization. We want to make them feel special, right? We want to make them a customer or a consumer for life. The keys to direct mail retargeting. So as most of you know, there is no perfect science to marketing, right? But there are some key rules that we want to follow so we can help you to achieve that maximum return from that direct mail retargeting campaign. The first being speed, right? We want to get that direct mail piece in their hand immediately. They're on your website now, which means they are interested now. If someone requested a quote from you, you wouldn't wait several weeks to actually get it out to them, right? You'd want to get it out immediately. The same rules apply when you're retargeting through direct mail. So also personalization. So we want to use that information and that data that we were able to capture from that pixel to include that and personalize that messaging, right? Based on their website activity. What were they looking at on the site? What pages did they visit? Did they make it to that abandoned shopping cart? So we can use that information to personalize that direct mail piece and increase that response rate. Third being the call to action, right? We want to ensure that that postcard has a clear and concise call to action. Last but not least is definitely the messaging. So we want that messaging to be consistent with all of those other marketing channels that we're utilizing. And we really want to be able to reinforce that messaging that's been presented. Hyper personalized messaging. So by tailoring the content of the direct mail piece to the interest and behavior that that individual took online, this can really allow you to make your messaging more relevant as well as more engaging. And this can ultimately lead to higher response rates as well as higher conversions. So personalization, it takes on many forms, right? Personalization could just be addressing it to that individual, right? Where you're putting a first name and last name on the direct mail piece itself or the offer, or also including some information about exactly what they were looking at while they were on the site. Or we want to be able to leverage that data, right? To be able to make that, to continually increase the impact that that personalization is going to have to that individual. So eye-catching offer. So we want to make sure that we have some sort of eye-catching offer on that direct mail piece. We have to give that individual a reason to respond. We have to give them a reason to actually reach out and engage with the information that we're sending to them. And it's also really important for us to be able to create a sense of urgency behind that offer. So not only do we want to include an offer, but it's really valuable to include some sort of expiration date, right? To get them to react now, people make decisions for two reasons, right? To gain pleasure or avoid pain, right? When we're talking about gaining pleasure, they see the offer, it's 75% off, 50% off, it's including a bonus or a value add. So they're gaining pleasure, right? Adding an expiration date, they avoid the pain of missing out on that offer. This is something that we're looking at purchasing in the future anyway. Now, with our lead match technology, one question that I always receive is definitely on, the security of it, right? So the only identifiable information that we're capturing from that pixel is that physical address. However, we can also append that residential and or business address for additional data points, right? We can append for names, email addresses, phone numbers, right? So we can actually append and capture additional data points just from that residential or business address that we captured from that pixel. So what does this information allow us to do? Well, it really allows us to target these website visitors through additional channels as well, right? If we can capture the residential address and remarket to them through a direct mail piece, we can also append for an email address, right? And send out an email blast to that individual and personalize it because we've also captured the name of that individual. So what about if you're in the B2B space? Well, the great news is we can not only capture that residential address, but we can also capture a business address. So when we send over this detailed lead match report, you're going to be able to see the address, top 5 URLs, information on what they were doing on the site, but we can also capture that business address. And within that business address, we'll show you the name of the organization, the address of that organization, and we'll give you potential contacts within that organization, which will allow you to address it to whomever would be the decision maker that you're looking to capture as well. Now, even on a B2B campaign, I like the idea of capturing the residential and the business address. Obviously, we can address it to the business and then, find the decision maker within the organization to address it to. But if we have that residential address, that does give us a straight line connection to that decision maker. It's not as if people just go home and turn off their business mind. If I receive a relevant offer at my personal address related to my business, I'm inclined to pay attention to that offer, even though I'm receiving it to my personal address. So up into this point, we've kind of talked about how we're going to help you build out that qualified list by using just one of the technologies, which is Lead Match, which is included in our Mail360 program. So for those of you that don't know, Lead Match is just one of those technologies that's included in that platform. Okay. So with our Mail 360 program, this is a marketing-based solution that we designed to track the effectiveness of your direct mail campaign, while at the same time to be able to lift and enhance the results by using several different digital platforms like Facebook, right? Instagram, Inform Delivery. And we have access to over 220 different display networks. And this gives us the ability to lift that response rate that we receive from that physical direct mail piece. So this platform can be used to not only target those leads that we help you acquire through Lead Match, but also to target, say, a prospecting list that we help you capture, or even a house list. So this is a great way for us to use this not only for these retargeted leads that we captured, but a prospecting or a house mailing list. Now, when we're using our Mail 360 program, we still use that omni-channel marketing approach. Okay, so we're still going to take that same marketing message, same imagery, same call to action, and use it across all of these different channels. And what our goal is to be able to take that one impression and turn it into 8 to 32 impressions per piece. So just to use round numbers, if we're sending out 10,000 direct mail pieces, we're going to be able to turn it into 80,000 to 320,000 impressions across all of these different channels. And by doing so, we have seen a 23 to 46% lift in response rate over what you'd see from just running that traditional direct mail campaign, right? And getting that one impression to that one individual. But that's huge, right? It gives us the ability to take advantage of every opportunity from that really qualified list. And of course, Anybody that knows the guys over at Think Patented, we're really big on being able to prove attribution, right? We want to prove that the marketing is working. So we also give you access to a dashboard. And within that dashboard, you're able to view all of your campaign results and you're able to view them in real time. So these are the 7 technologies that are included in the Mail360 platform. And this is like your purest form of one-to-one digital on top of a direct mail program. So if you're not on that mailing list, you're not going to be eligible to see any of these advertisements through any of these display networks that we're utilizing. And the great thing about this platform is that it is not a replacement for anything that you're currently doing as far as digital marketing. Everything that we're doing with these different channels is really just designed to target the individuals from the list to again, lift that response rate and prove that response rate. So these are the 7 technologies that are included. Now, as far as the timing, right? So our campaigns, they actually run for a total of 30 days. And that 30-day clock, it'll start on the date that we physically drop that mail off at USPS to be distributed and sent out. Social Match is the first of these technologies it's going to deploy. And this is done through Facebook as well as Instagram. So with Social Match, what we do is we take that mailing list, upload it to Facebook and Instagram, identify the social media accounts of those individuals on the list, and we start to serve them up ads through Facebook and Instagram through their news feeds as well as stories. So like I said, these ads are going to start to display even before the mail actually arrives. So what are we doing? Well, we're creating brand awareness, right? Brand recognition, getting those touch points out before the mail arrives, on the day of, and even a couple of weeks after. Now, already talked about the dashboard, right? And some of the information that we're going to be able to provide to you. So you're going to be able to view high level KPIs like total ad displays across all channels, total engagements, which could be a call, a text, a click, a QR code scan. So any sort of response that we receive, total lead, total matches, which we'll get into that again. But you can also dive into each technology on an individual level and see how it's performing as well. So when we go into the social match portion, we're going to be able to see exactly how many people from that mailing list we were able to reach, right? As far as show ads to, just through this one technology. We can see total ad displays, click-through rate, and we can filter this data by mailing list if there's multiple lists being run within that campaign. And we can even filter these clicks by demographic. So we can filter them again by gender, we can filter them by age range. So this gives us really good insight into who these people are that are engaging with that messaging and helps us when we go to build that next list for that direct mail campaign. Next is mail tracking, right? So first and foremost, you're paying for a direct mail campaign, right? You want to make sure that that mail piece is reaching its intended audience. So when you look into the dashboard, you're going to be able to see information like when that mail piece is projected to reach the mailbox, when it's confirmed to have reached the mailbox, the percentage that's been delivered. It's integrated with Google Maps, so you can scroll all the way down to a street level view to see when and where this mail is being delivered. We can see the mailing list to the bottom right with all the mailing list information as far as name, address, date that it was mailed, date that it was delivered. We can filter by city, state, county, all the way down to a per piece level just to verify that that mail has actually hit that mailbox. Now, as far as leveraging data, right, we talked about capturing additional information from those individuals. So we have companies in the past that will run other marketing campaigns based off of the information through mail tracking. So to give you an example, maybe we do have an email address, right? So if we can see that the mail is projected to reach the mailbox next Thursday, maybe we send out an email blast the day of or the day after. Hey, we sent you a direct mail piece. Click here for whatever that call to action is. Or we've even had companies that they might have a call center that they work with. So they have phone numbers. So they turn a cold call into more of a warmer interaction, right? Hey, we sent you a direct mail piece last Thursday. We just wanted to see if you follow up and see if you wanted to take advantage of the offer. I'm sure you guys will come up with something a lot more catchy than I just did in 30 seconds, right? So next up is informed delivery. And I hope that most of you have heard of informed delivery. If you haven't, sign up for it. This is a free service to sign up for through USPS. And what it is it's basically a digital way of checking your mail. And so anyone that's signed up for this through USPS will receive an email normally about 8 a.m. in the morning. And what they'll be able to see is a grayscale image of all the mail that's going to be delivered to their mailbox that day. Now, what we're able to do is not only will they see that grayscale image, but we're going to add a full color ride along image that has a clickable link that'll go right to your destination URL. It's just another impression, right? Another great opportunity to get in front of that individual even before the mail arrives. And it gives them an easy way to convert, right? All they have to do is click on the link. They get sent over the destination URL where they can easily sign up or make that purchase on the website. Now, as far as the results that we can share with you, so you're going to be able to see the emails that were sent out. So you'll be able to know exactly how many people from the mailing list are signed up for this service, which over 54 million people in the US are. You'll be able to see the open rate, click-through rate. And one thing that is proprietary to our system is that we actually do a match back to the informed delivery results document. So we can actually send you over a CSV file, which will tell you who from that mailing list opened it. And more importantly, who from that mailing list clicked on that advertisement. I'm sure most of you know if you've had any experience in marketing whatsoever, just because someone clicks on an ad doesn't necessarily mean that they convert it. So it's really important for us, again, to be able to identify those people that are engaging from any and all of these channels. And a side note, so starting on August 1st up until December 1st, any campaign that is utilizing informed delivery is going to receive a 4% postage discount, just huge, right? Next technology is call and text tracking. And this is more or less to be able to prove attribution more than anything. So what we can do with call and text is provide you with either a toll-free or a local number that would not show up anywhere other than that direct mail piece itself, but it'll transfer directly to whatever phone line you want that campaign to go to. That way, every single call or text that comes in, it will be automatically tracked. And if it's a phone call, it will be automatically recorded, where you can actually go into your end of the dashboard and listen to these calls for quality assurance purposes, figure out how to improve closing percentages. Now, with the texting feature, it's not a situation where you can communicate back and forth or we're sending outbound text messages, but it does give that prospect an additional way to respond. Because, for example, we can put on that direct mail piece, say it's a nonprofit asking for donations, call or text donate to this number. They text and donate. We'll send them out a fixed response, whatever you want that response to be in text message form, ideally with some sort of link to a destination URL where they can easily sign up or convert on the website. And we've also added QR codes. So QR codes have been around for a long time, right? But thanks to COVID, people are actually used to using them, right? You don't have to download an app anymore. You just open up your camera, scan the QR code. We have two different options with our QR code system. So we can either use a static QR code. So we create one QR code printed on each and every mail piece, and then we can track the number of scans that we receive. Of course, with the static QR code, it is aggregate data. We don't know who's scanning, we just know how many we received. Or we can use dynamic, which are personalized QR codes. So each and every mail piece will have its own unique personalized QR code. This gives us the ability to track not only the number of scans, but also identify who from the mailing list scanned the QR code. We'll be able to see a time and date of each scan, the location the scan takes place in, even the device type that they were on when they made that QR code scan. But in our world of marketing, it's all about giving them multiple ways to respond. They can call in, text in, scan the QR code, go to the website, even visit a brick and mortar location. And we're able to track and prove attribution from the marketing that we're doing on your behalf. Which segues perfectly into our next technology, which is addressable geo. So with addressable geo, this gives us the ability to geofence every single address that's on the mailing list and serve up ads to any device within that address, right? Whether it be a cell phone, home computer, tablet, even a connected TV. If it's connected to the internet and it's within that household, we're going to be able to display these advertisements on over 220 different display networks. So like I said, your purest form of one-to-one, and this is at a household level. So if you're on the mailing list and your neighbor is not, your neighbor's not going to be eligible to see these advertisements, right? It's address specific. Now, one of the benefits to addressable geo is definitely the reach. We can actually reach over 90% of the audience through addressable geo. And as far as the timing of this, it's going to run for the entire 30 days. So these ads are going to be displayed on all of these different display networks before the mail arrives to create awareness the day of and several weeks after, right? As a reminder for them to go back and take that desired action that was on that direct mail piece itself. So another huge benefit to addressable geo is the ability to actually prove conversions, right? So we can prove off-site and on-site conversions. So with addressable geo, we will provide you with a conversion pixel to place on the website. So if someone does click on one of those addressable geo ads, they go to the website and they fill out a form or complete some sort of conversion process, like make a purchase, that's going to show up in our reporting as a weighted action. Now, for the first time ever, we can also prove offline conversions. So say, for example, the call to action is to come to a brick and mortar location to convert. We would geofence not only the residential addresses on the mailing list and serve them up ads, but we would also geofence that brick and mortar location where the conversion takes place and enter it into our system as the conversion zone. So we could actually tell you that, hey, that cell phone that was within that residential geofence location also came into that conversion zone where the conversion process is taking place. So proving offsite and on-site conversions. Privacy concerns. So with addressable geo, we don't run into those same privacy concerns that we run when we're displaying ads on Facebook, Instagram, or just even the Google Display Network alone. We're not using any sort of cookies. All of these are outbound advertisements that we're displaying at a household level, right? We can run these campaigns for industries that are even banned on Facebook and Instagram through this addressable geo system. Now, as far as the reporting, much more comprehensive than what you'd see in, say, a Google Analytics report or through Facebook and Instagram. We can see the total number of impressions, total impressions by the top 15 zip codes, total number of clicks, click-through rate percentage, a lot of information on audience insights. So we can see our impressions, click-through rate percentage, clicks, weighted actions if you place the conversion pixel, how many devices that we're able to reach, the frequency, which is the average number of ads displayed across these devices that we're able to reach. You can see the breakdown by zip code, ad performance, devices, whether we're displaying on a cell phone, tablet, laptop, or connected TV. And we can give you a lot of information on the audience that we're displaying these advertisements to as well. So we can share with you gender data on the audience, marital status, age range, income level, education level. So just a lot of information that we're able to share with you through addressable geo. So we talked about retargeting through direct mail, and we already went over lead match and what it does, right? So we're placing that pixel on the site. It's using those information points like the IP address, device ID, and cookies within that device. And then we can identify the address of that individual and provide you with information as far as what they're doing on the site. So yes, we are using it to help you build that qualified list. But this is also included in a full service or target match mail 360 campaign. So one of the first things that we're doing is we're helping to prove attribution by providing you with a match rate, right? So we could say, hey, this person from this address came to your website. This address is also on the mailing list. Now, a lead would be an address that we capture of an individual that's not on the mailing list, right? And this gives us the ability to, again, retarget and remarket them with that follow-up direct mail piece that's personalized and based upon their interest. Now, just a little side note on this as well. So starting on September 1st and running up until November 31st, this platform and our product of Lead Match has been approved for a 5% postage discount, right, on anything that's mailing first class. So if we do capture those addresses, mail them out first class, we can get a 5% postage discount from that direct mail retargeted list as well. Now, when we were talking about, how we want to target those leads that we're able to acquire through Lead Match, we talked about timing, right? So we can even set these campaigns up for auto delivery, right? So we can set it up based upon quantity or time frame. We could say, hey, every time 500, 1,000 leads come in, we want to automatically purchase them and automatically mail them out, right? Or we can even do it by time frame, whether we want to automatically purchase and mail out every day or every 3 days or once a week or once a month. Definitely don't want to wait any longer than that, right? These people are on your website now. And before we purchase these leads, there are some different filtering options that we can go through as well. So we can actually filter them by time frame and location. So we could say we only want to purchase the leads from the last 7 days or the last 30 days, or we only want to purchase the leads within this state or this or these cities or these 7 zip codes. So this allows you to only purchase those leads that are relevant to your organization. Now we also have our Plus platform, right? So when we're talking about our target match full service, we're going to be able to get you 8 to 16 impressions per piece that's being sent out, right? Everything is specifically targeted to the mailing list. You're never going to be eligible to see those advertisements otherwise. Now we also have our Plus campaign. So it includes everything that's in our full service Mail360 campaign, but we talked about the importance of retargeting, right? Doing offline retargeting. Well, this also includes online retargeting. So we talked about it earlier, 90% of those people that visit are going to visit the website. And out of that 90%, 96% of them are going to leave without taking any sort of action. So with online follow-up, what we do is run a geo-targeted display ad campaign and retarget those individuals through the Google Display Network that already visited the website. And we can set this up multiple ways, right? We can set it up where we're retargeting digitally anyone that comes to the website. We can set it up to only track, say, a specific URL related to a product or service. Or we can even set it up where, hey, we're going to track site-wide, but we're only going to remarket within the areas that we actually mail to. So what this allows us to do is still use that omni-channel approach, right? Market them with that same marketing message, imagery, and call to action on the direct mail piece, but it prevents any overlap with what your current digital marketing strategy is. With online follow-up, all these ads are displayed across the Google Display Network, which covers about 90% of the internet. And in the dashboard, we can see the total number of unique visitors, right? So this is our marketing funnel for the Google Display Network. We can see our total ad displays, click-through rates, total clicks, total ad views per day. Social media follow-up, same concept, right? They come to the website, pick up that pixel, and as long as they either hit that landing page or if we're tracking site-wide, fall within the areas we mail to, they're eligible to see those follow-up ads show up all across their news feeds and stories through both Facebook and Instagram. Love social because it does give us the ability to display these ads not only across multiple channels, but also across multiple devices. So we really are inundating a small number of qualified individuals with a large number of advertisements in that short 30-day time frame. And we can see in the dashboard unique visitors with social media. So our marketing funnel for Facebook and Instagram, our total ad displays, click-through rate, and just like on Social Match, we can filter these clicks by demographic. I always like to share at least a couple of case studies, right? Because the proof is in the pudding. So this was actually for a campaign that we ran for a furniture chain that was using this addressable geofencing. So what they did was they actually mailed out to a list of over 100,000 loyalty members, and they did an A/B test, right? They took half the list where they just mailed out a direct mail piece. The other half, they actually added the digital element on top of it as well. So we were able to reach 89% of the audience as far as the match rate through this addressable geo technology. And this was the breakdown on the digital side, right? So 7,700 advertisers reported sales. The cost per visit, because we did geofence that brick and mortar location, was $2.47. These were the amount of store visits, so over 2,000 store visits. And this was the increase, right? Over 30% of an increase versus the people that just received the direct mail piece itself. Now, this was actually a local community college, and they mailed around 165,000 total pieces. So we built out a demographic list, obviously built out a list for them. And then we also purchased the leads on top of it and ran retargeted direct mail to those individuals. So we can see we actually got 16 touches per mail piece. You can see we got over 2 million total ad displays. Total number of engagements close to 6,000. So over a 3% engagement rate, which is phenomenal, especially on a number that high. We identified over 4% of those visitors from the direct mail campaign itself, right, through our lead match technology, and received a 25% response rate from direct mail retargeting, right? And those are individuals that already came to the website where we were able to actually capture that residential address of those people. But overall, guys, what we're really aiming to do with these different platforms is to be able to identify them, right? Take that one impression, turn it into 8 to 32 impressions, reach them across not only multiple channels, but across multiple devices, while at the same time provide you access to the dashboard where you can go in, view these campaigns and campaign results in real time, and really prove that the marketing that we're doing on your behalf is working and is effective. Now I'm going to turn it back over to Dan.
Thanks, Terry. Really, some really good information here. I've got a couple questions that have come in that I wanted to ask you about. One of them was, how do you capture residential addresses on a B2B website?
Well, the technology works the same, right? The technology doesn't know if it's a B2C or a B2B provider. So the way that the pixel works is it uses information like an IP address, device ID, as well as cookies within that device. And then with that information, we're able to identify the residential address. So say, for example, even if I was on my cell phone at work, right? That device ID, which is unique to that actual device, and cookies within that device is going to be able to identify the residential address of that individual.
Sure. So in other words, when somebody goes to a website from their cell phone, or if they have their home computer and they're at home working, then you're going to be able to track the fact that they came in and will capture that address that's associated with that device.
Correct. And that's exactly why we use all 4 of those different data points. Like, just to give an example, a lot of companies have technologies where they're able to capture addresses, but they're just using IP addresses. Well, if you're just using an IP address, you'll actually capture more information, but it's a lot less accurate. IP addresses change. So by using all 4 of those data points, yeah, we might give you a little less information, but we know that it's accurate, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep, I agree. Another question was, how long does it take to do a campaign or start a campaign? I can take that one. If it's going to be the first time that we're working together on a campaign, I'd allow yourself 2 to 3 weeks before the mail drop to get this stuff put into play. But if you've been doing these type of campaigns with us, we can usually get a campaign out in about 5 days, not counting the production of the actual printed pieces that'll go along with it. So pretty quick way to be able to go to market with this stuff. I don't see any other questions right now, so I want to thank everybody for attending today. But I want to let everybody know that for attending, if you'll reach out either to myself, you can see my phone number and email at the bottom of the slide here, or you can reach out to your account representative here at Think Patented. We were going to give everybody a free lead match cookie, if you will, to place on your website. There's no obligation. You'll have access to the dashboard and you can see the people that are coming into your site. And if you're interested in doing a retargeting campaign, we can obviously have that conversation. So again, I want to thank everybody for coming today. Terry, I really appreciate you helping us out and doing everything. Everybody have a great day, and we'll talk later. Thank you.
All right. Thanks, guys.